At the current rate of interest that you are earning on fixed deposit, I think you're not making any money in fixed deposit. When you buy gold for your wedding, you have lot of sentiment value to it. You get attached to it. Saving is an attitude. Investment is an attitude. First thing is you should start investing in yourself. Trust me, when you make 20,000, you will still think that let me make maybe 30, 40,000, then I will start saving.
Hi, I'm Arpita, the co-founder of Cashvisory. At Cashvisory, we are on a mission to get every young professional to their first investment. Welcome to another podcast of Cashvisory, and we have here today Mr. Irfat, who is the founder and CEO of Northstar Academy, and today we will be delving into everything finance with him.
Thank you, Arpita, for having me here. And thank you, Cashvisory team, for having me here for the podcast.
The pleasure is all ours. So, Mr. Irfat, you are a CA yourself. So, we will first get started with the topic. Could you demystify for our audience the various terms CFA, CA, RIAs? What do these things mean?
So, in the investment world, there are a lot of things actually. There was a time when we were growing up, and the only financing that we were aware of was chartered accountancy. Now, the world has moved much faster, wider, and all the global opportunities are now available in India. Incidentally, with the opportunities coming in to India, the qualifications has also moved in India. I remember there was a time when if you want to do any of the global qualification, you have to go to that country to do that. As simple as you want to do CPA, which is a US chartered accountant. There was no exam centers in India. You had to go to US or you had to go to Dubai to write the exam centers. All these have moved in India. So opportunity wise, there is not just CA, which is definitely giving a lot of opportunities to young, commerce aspiring students, but the lot more today. You can go for CFA if you love finance. You can go for CPA if you love auditing, if you love taxation. You can opt for, CFP, which is coming up, which is more about personal finance. You can look at ACCA, you can look at CIA. So there's so much. The finance world is wide and big now.
And how many of these did you pursue?
Uh, I have pursued quite a lot of them
Yeah.
actually. So I myself is a chartered accountant. So when I became a chartered accountant, I was like, I have arrived in life. Only to find people with lot more aspirations who are not willing to give up just with CA qualification. So looking at them, I thought, why not? I should be doing something additionally. So I started doing, many other professional qualification. By now, I am not just a CA, I am a CPA. I am also CIMA, which is ACMA, CGMA. I'm also CPA and CMA as well. So in addition, I hold many other qualifications in finance, accounting, management accounting, and taxation.
Interesting. So, we would like to understand a bit more the differences between CPA, CMA, ACCA, all of these, and what is the importance and relevance of each of these certifications?
See, as far as relevance is concerned, any qualification, if you are able to successfully bring it to a conclusion, it is going to add significant value to your life. Earlier, graduation was something when we were done, we thought that we have achieved something. Today, the world has moved very fast. There's AI, there is, so many things changing. And skill-based things is what is going to take you ahead.
Right.
So the more skilled you are, the more you are going to grow in life. So it's not just about having a graduation, it's also important to have qualifications which are giving you some authority, which are giving you some power in terms of statutory powers, which is also at the same time giving you opportunities and skilling you to be able to deliver the rigorous requirement of each job profiles. To give you a brief about what these qualifications and how are they different, I don't call it different. Many of the people tell me that how were you able to do so many qualifications? I said I've just got started. I have a long way to go. I keep adding some qualifications to my name, because when I am standing in front of the audience, I should be very relevant to them, no matter, I'm standing today or maybe 5 years later. For an outsider who is not coming from the education background, all these courses may look very different, but there's a lot of synergy in all these courses, and there's a fine sequence in which I encourage students to, pursue these courses. To give you an insight, if you are pursuing your UG program, you have just passed out of class 12, certified management accountant or CMA USA is a great course to pursue, because this can be completed in just 6 to 9 months. So much before you graduate or much before you sit for campus placement, you have got international certification to your name. The second thing that you can do is, enrolled agent is another program that is picking up beautifully amongst the corporates. This is a US taxation program, which has huge opportunity in India, given the fact that a lot of work from the US are being moved to India. So we are looking for skilled manpower which has those qualifications. You are talking about CPA as well. CPA is a course that you can pursue only after your graduation. But when you want to pursue it, you will realize it has again a lot of synergy, because in the enrolled agent program you have learned in depth about taxation. CPA has two papers of taxation. One is a core paper of taxation, one is a optional paper on taxation. So imagine you have studied taxation at length, and then you go to CPA, which has four papers, and out of four papers, two taxation papers you have already covered. So again, from one to the other you can do. The moment you have done your CPA program, you want to go for ACCA, it's not going to be very different. ACCA is again around accounting, around taxation, around strategy. And if you go through CPA route, ACCA, which has 13 papers, you get a minimum of 8 papers exemption. So imagine from 13 papers, which will take close to 3.5 years to complete, you are exempted from the first 8 papers itself. So your journey to become an ACCA is going to be much, much faster. So these are strategies that if you plan it well, if you plan it immediately after your class 12, I think you'll go very, very far in life. You'll grow unbelievably. And all these are possible in not very extensive timeline that I'm talking about. It's possible within a very planned timeline of just 3-4 years.
So, what are the key exams that people should take if they want to get qualified to give financial advice?
To be a financial advisor, it is important that you are backed with some professional qualification, but I also believe that you should have interest in that area, and you should have demonstrated your own success in that area. Sometimes, unless you have achieved something, it's very difficult to make people believe that what you're advising actually makes a lot of sense. Like coming from a very core finance background, spending, I don't know, tons of time into this, I still don't advise people on finance, because it's a very, very risky thing.
Exactly.
Advising people. If you win it, maybe you may not remember me, but if you lose something, then definitely, in your dreams also you'll be haunting me. So, but coming to the real part of it, to be a financial advisor, CFP is a very good course that you can look forward to pursuing. It's more on personal finance at the core of it. You can look at RIA. It is again, into finance advisory role. So these two course is something that you can, look forward to at the very beginning. If you want to go into advanced finance, you want to go into, dominate the world of finance with something really at a global level, with opportunities across the world, I think CFA plays a very, very significant role. You can look forward to it. Uh, FRM is another thing, but this is not into core finance, but into risk management, but has a lot of things common between all the four of it, because it's all at the end of it dealing with finance only.
Yeah. And what are the effective strategies students must take to prepare for these exams that you mentioned, or these courses?
See, in terms of strategy, there's just one strategy that should always be at play. Are you doing it because you are interested to do it? Or are you doing it because your parents are interested?
Right.
You
But
know,
in terms of studying or just doing that overall preparation work,
See, globally, if you look at most of these qualifications in accounting, finance, taxation, they are very different, unlike how Indian examinations are being carried out today. We unfortunately are still into the paper pens kind of a setup where we need to, mug up, memorize a lot of things, and then reproduce it in the examination. Unlike this system, the global system is more on a MCQ based system. It's more of a multiple choice system of examination. So that completely does away with the need for memorizing thing. It's more of conceptual clarity. It's more of understanding what is inside the syllabus, and not about memorizing to be able to score in the exam. So if you look at any of these finance exams, accounting exam, taxation exams, including CFA, FRM, or if you look at EA exam, if you look at CMA exam, if you look at CP exam, all these accounting, finance, taxation exam, they're all into MCQ format majorly. The beauty of MCQ format is, on the face of it, it looks very simple, but when you look at the option, it actually takes the best out of you. So,
Yeah.
to be able to pass the exam, the only thing that I can suggest is develop more and more interest into the subject. Second thing is practice a lot. And lastly, before you go to write the exam, just remember one thing: it is a hard earned money, and you are not donating this money, which means the only time you are ready to write the exam is the time that you should actually write the exam. And to be ready, the only mantra is lot of mock test, lot of mock test, and you should be super confident that yes, you have done your best, and you are going to make it happen.
So why does CA remain the one of the most difficult exams today to clear?
I think this is the question you should be asking the ICAI. CA continues to remain one of the most difficult exam, not just in India but at a global level. I have I've never seen any examination with that kind of rigor than CA. If you compare it with ACCA, if you compare it with CFA, FRM, CIA, CPA, EA, anything under the sun you want to compare, you will find that CA continues to remain one of the, not one, it is
It
the
is the
most, toughest examination in the earth. Uh, at one point in time, we were really proud of its being, one of the toughest. But I think today, I don't think there's any reason to be proud of it. I think there are a lot of students losing life, losing opportunity, losing their motivation, losing focus, losing a lot of time in this. I think it's high time that ICI does something. And I want to say that ICI is actually looking into it. If you look at CA Foundation exam, from twice a year, it has been moved to thrice a year, which is going to give more opportunities to the students, going to give out results much faster. If you look at CA Inter, if you look at CA Final, the exam patterns are being changed. The kind of question that were coming, we are moving slowly to MCQ based questions. So I think it's just a matter of time where becoming CA is also going to be realistically possible. I want to see more and more people joining this profession and coming out successfully as well.
Yeah, yeah. And
Very, very important.
since we're talking about successes in this profession, in this field, what are according to you the top finance job opportunities in India today for aspiring finance professionals, I would say?
I think time has gone where we were looking at opportunities only in India. I tell the young professionals, look at opportunities no matter from where it is coming. The time it takes to reach from place X to place Y is almost the same, no matter how far you are staying. So look at global opportunities. There are a lot of finance options, opportunities available, not just in India but at the global level. Grab them all if you can. You can, as a fresher chartered accountant or any finance professionals, you can look at as a finance analyst role. That's a very fresher basic role. You can get onto an auditing role. You grab an internal auditor role, which is really good. You can go on to start your own practice in case you want to practice in India, but that is only applicable or available to chartered accountants. You can grow on to become a finance manager with good amount of experience. Even CFO is possible, but to reach there, yes, you need to have a lot of other qualifications backing. A lot of other qualification that you should be doing on the way. plus any management skills if you have acquired. For example, if you have done MBA as well, MBA in finance, I think it's going to be a real value addition to reach to the CFO position today, today, tomorrow.
So let's get into the topic of investments. Really would love to know, with your extensive experience in finance. I know you're more on the education side, but still, what is your take on the traditional investment instruments that we keep hearing from the earlier generations? Let's say whether it's property, fixed deposits, or gold. What's your take on these today?
So today, I think we have moved much ahead of that era of generation where we were investing in, property, fixed deposit, gold. Property, I have a different perception, but particularly for gold and fixed deposit, I think uh, just a couple of generations back, gold was considered to be one of the finest investment because there was no banking system, there was no stock market, there was no other opportunities, and generation back then believed in things only when they saw it, only when they felt it, only when they can have it in their hand. So gold became one of the finest, uh, you know, investment opportunity. If you look at today, I think very difficult to think of gold as the only investment opportunity. There are a lot more other investment opportunities which has opened up, I think. And but I think the mentality, the perception of the people have to change, because when we invest in any kind of stock, we look into the pattern, we look into the pricing, we look into the fluctuation, we look do all those analysis before investing. But how many people do you know who wanted to marry and buy jewelry but delayed their marriage because he was
Gold
observing
prices.
the waiting for the gold price to fall? So nobody does that. So what we do, we bring investment angle when we buy gold, just to satisfy, just to convince ourselves to buy gold. But technically speaking, I have not seen anybody in my life who has bought gold for marriage and later in life they sold that gold. When you buy gold for your wedding, you have lot of sentiment value to it, you get attached to it. Incidentally, this particular asset that you have is good to have it in records, but you can't sell it.
Yeah.
It will be too much of emotional torture on you to sell this.
Yeah.
So second important point is, today when you are investing in gold, even if you are investing in a gold coin which may not have sentiment attached to it, but still the moment you buy, there is a 3% GST on this. When you sell it, the GST is lost, so 3% is a direct dip in the value. Second is uh, about how do you maintain that gold. You want to physically possess it, physically keep it. There's a lot of cost in this. So I don't believe that gold should be the only investment option. I believe, yes, you should invest in gold. Some portion of your money should be in gold so that you have great liquidity. You can dilute it anytime you wish to. But parking a lot of money in gold is something that I don't think that's a great option today. Yes, you can go into gold bonds. That is much better option today than buying a physical gold, unless you are also of the generation who still believe that I want to feel gold physically in
Yeah.
my hand.
I think gold bonds are a great way. First of all, bond in its nature is one of the safer investment instruments. And if you have, an interest in having gold as an investment, I think that's a great way to park some of your funds. How about fixed deposits?
Fixed deposit, if you look at fixed deposit at the current rate of interest that you are earning on fixed deposit, I think you're not making any money in fixed deposit. If you look at the interest rate of fixed deposit running at around 8%, or so, 8% is actually very much on the higher
Higher
side.
side, actually.
Currently, I think in PPF only 7.1% is what you are getting. So fixed deposit, assuming you are getting 7% on fixed deposit, which is still on the higher side, I think, because 6% is generally what you are getting right now. And inflation in India is close to 5%. All right. So if you are investing, a lakh in fixed deposit, and if it becomes 1,06,000 after a year, inflation is going to make 1 lakh. If in real terms, if you see, there is something called nominal rate of return, there's something called real rate of return. If account for inflation, the real rate of return is only going to be 1%, which is 1,000. Given the fact that inflation is 5% and return is 6%.
Yeah.
So, do you really want to earn 1%? And in reality, it is not 1% also, because the moment you get interest on fixed deposit, government comes in and says, give my taxes.
Taxes.
All right.
And the tax will be on the full
Yes.
7%, whatever you've earned.
Whatever, yeah, the tax will not be on
Will be
the
on the
real
1%.
interest
Yes.
rate. Tax will be on the nominal interest.
Exactly.
So imagine you have earned 6,000 as interest. If you are on the highest tax bracket, 30% of that is taken away by the government. So out of 6,000, 30% is taken, which leaves you with less than 5,000,
Yeah.
which is 5%. 5% was inflation.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, if you invest money in fixed deposit, you are investing to fund the government, not fund yourself. You are losing money in fixed deposit. But at the same time, I still want to tell people that you should park some of your money in fixed deposits. It helps you at the time of emergency. It helps you at the time of need. You can withdraw it anytime. So don't look at fixed deposit as a source of earning for yourself. Look at fixed deposit as something where it's an emergency fund. Look at it that way. I'm sure you are going to be more happy looking at it that way than looking at it as a source of return for you.
So in that case, what would you suggest, youngsters to start off with in terms of their investments?
See, the first thing and the most important thing I suggest the youngsters is to start investing. When I talk about investment, it's not just about investing in stock market, into fixed deposit, into gold, into something. It's about investment. The most important investment that the youngster should start learning is investing in the most important person they know on earth, and that is they themselves. Unless you learn the art of investing in yourself, you are never going to make so much money that you can actually invest and get great returns. So first thing is you should start investing in yourself. Small, some part of money. Your parents have been funding your finance. Earn little money here, there, do some side hustling, make some money, invest in your own education as much as possible. Upskill yourself, get onto some amazing qualification. There's so many skilling things. There's so many qualifications that you can do. Once you are on that throughout, your graduation is done, you have got some qualification. Now your earning potential is going to improve. Now you get a lot more capability to save. But at any point in time, let me tell you, saving is an attitude. Investment is an attitude. If you are making 10,000 rupees, you may feel this is too less. Let me make 20,000, then I will start saving. Trust me, when you make 20,000, you will still think that let me make maybe 30, 40,000, then I will start saving. So first is you have to stop believing that I'm going to earn more, then only I'm going to start saving. Inculcate that nature, that culture, that attitude, that habit within yourself, that no matter what, I'm going to save maybe 5% of my earnings and park it somewhere. You don't want to take any risk at all, put it in fixed deposits. You want to take small amount of risk, put it in mutual fund. You want to take very extensive risk, put it in stock market. But remember, if you are putting money in stock market, it should be that portion of the money which even if you lose it in whole, you should not regret it. So don't put a lot of money in stock market. I think if you're very young, you are starting with 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 salary. I think 1,000, even if you lose, it's not going to pinch you a lot. Invest in stocks that you have actually researched. I always say, if you have a small money, invest in small stock. Invest in penny stock, what we call it. I don't want to call it penny stock because they give the highest return. I don't know why are they called penny stock. We put them down. But two kinds of stock. Look at what is the owner's investment. What is the owner's shareholding in the company? If the promoters are still holding on to the good amount of shares in the company, good percentage ownership is still lying with the promoters, then you need to believe in that company because promoters have good faith in the company. They're not diluting their own shareholding. So first is you need to look into what is the percentage of shareholding by the promoters. Second is you need to look at what is the debt of the company. If the debt is almost negligible, go ahead, put your money. Most likely in the long run you are not going to lose it. Invest small amount of money, 1,000 a month, maybe 500 a month. Put it, park it, leave it. After 10 years, what your PPF cannot give, this will give. And even if you lose somewhere, you have to maintain a portfolio. In the long run, I can tell you, you will always make money than losing money. It's all about strategy, it's all about your research, it's all about your patience. And most importantly, it will give you one very important learning, the art of taking risk. When you are young, and if you are not taking risk, you are taking the biggest risk.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
start taking risk while you are young so that you get on to the benefit of it at a later point in time. So, take risk because this is something that has the capacity to make you stronger and take you much, much, much faster and closer to your aspiration.
That's a very good point because there's something that we always mention to our users as well, that it's not about timing the markets, it's about time in the market. And you said quite I mean I would say quite accurately in that sense that if you stay long in that investment game, there is no way you lose out. You definitely may, of course, and especially if you make a portfolio which is I would say a well diversified portfolio is another very important factor. So could you shed some light on diversification as well for people who are looking to build wealth in the long run? So we are now talking about midterm or long term goals for youngsters today.
First of all, the most important thing is when you are investing in stock market is do not go into the market with the intent of making quick money. Anything that you make very quickly in life, if you go high very quickly, there's very high chance that you may come back more quickly than you took time. So don't look at stock market or don't look at these investment as something that is going to give you returns very quickly. Have patience, invest small money and watch it. Diversify it. When I say talk about diversification in simple language, if I want to tell you, is don't put your money into exact same kind of company, exact similar area of business. Uh, for example, you have invested money in Tata Steel. Now, don't invest money in another steel company, one more steel company, because if something happens to the steel industry, if iron ore crisis happens, if coal crisis happens, all the steel industry is going to collapse or going to fall down. Means your entire portfolio is going to collapse. So you have to invest money in areas which does not have a one-on-one correlation.
Right.
All right. So if this is going to go up, there should be something which may fall,
Yeah.
may fall. So we call it correlated, stocks, where the correlation has to be negative. If this goes up, this may fall, but both should not go up together. Both should not fall down together. Otherwise, it's a risky. So invest in, you can invest in steel stock. You can invest in IT sector. You can invest into construction. You can invest into real estate. So you have to diversify, but keep small money, keep small amount of money. Don't put, just because you saw that stock is increasing, you should not get into that mode of making money quickly.
Yeah.
And pump in more and more and more money. No, discipline is very, very important. You have decided that 10% of your earnings you are going to park it there. Stick to that 10%, even if it is rising, even if it is falling. Stick to that 10% because that is your long term money. This is, in the short run, you are not going to use that
Yeah.
money.
Although internet is always kind of giving some kind of advice on get rich quick, but since you mentioned real estate while you were talking about diversification, real estate is another, I think, one of the traditional investment forms that at least the previous generation was very fond of. What do you feel about investing in real estate for the youngsters for in today's times and as a diversification mode, and real estate as a property versus real estate stocks or real estate funds, REITs, as we call it? So both of these things, first of all, in terms of property, and then, let's compare it to other options that we have if we want to venture into real estate.
Okay. See, when you are talking about investment, the most important point that you have to look into is diversification. Today, when you are starting young, you definitely can't think of investing in a real estate, all right? Because if you want to buy a property, it goes through its own, there's a lot of compliance to it. There's a lot of nitty gritties around it, and of course, you can't think of buying a property when you're just starting to invest money. So, property, physical investment in property, I think you should hold it for some time till you get onto so much money that you have maybe in lakhs together or crores together. But yes, you can invest. There are so many other options to invest in real estate through real estate stocks. You can. So if you are having a lot of interest in real estate, I think real estate stock plays a very important role. But again, coming back to the point that your love, your passion, your interest may be into one, but at the same time you are into the industry, you are into the market to make money in the long run. So diversification plays a very important role. You can park some portion of your money savings into real estate stock, some portion of your money into IT, some portion into infrastructure. At the same time, keep some money completely into safe zone, which is your fixed deposits and gold. Though fixed deposit may not give you a very high rate of return, like I already said, it's basically earning for the government. But still, it is going to give you enough liquidity when you want to, when you need money, you can always, get it. Uh, Stock market also gives you good liquidity, nothing like that. But you don't want to get into haste selling.
Yeah.
When the market is down, you want to hold it.
Yeah.
So, but if you don't have money parked in, fixed deposit or, gold, you may have to dilute your investments into stocks at a time which may not be for your to your advantage.
Correct. And what are the instruments you see, youngsters putting their money into? Like, we have seen a lot of people, they like to do PPF or NPS. So what do you think about these form of investments? What purpose do they serve? How much people should be depending on it?
PPF plays, it's a good investment option, definitely, yes. But if you look at it from a long term perspective, if you are investing 1 lakh in PPF every year for the next 15 years, the amount of money that you are going to get at the end of 15 years is going to be very close to somewhere around, I think, 25 lakhs or so. If I calculate it correctly, of course I don't have calculator to give you exact number, but do you think after 15 years is going to be good enough for you? Uh, I don't think so. I don't think so. You'll be able to buy a property with that money, or maybe you can do anything significant in that money. And 15 years is a long time.
Yeah.
So, yes, it is a good money, but it is not going to be enough for you to do anything significant in life. You want to get your daughter married, I think still you are going to run short of it. So ideally, yes, keep some money in PPF because it's better than fixed deposit. But at the same time, don't ignore the other options available for you. Keep some part of the money which is completely risk free, but keep some part of the money which is little risk, which has little risk component, because वो movie है ना, risk है तो इश्क है. So you have to love the risk. If you don't love the risk today, I think when will you fall in love with it?
Yeah.
Take risk, love it. You have invested small portion of your earning. It is not going to destabilize your current situation. Go for it. In the long run, you are going to be at a very good position with a well diversified investment.
I think very aptly put. And since we were on the topic of taxes with the PPF, what would be your favorite tax saving instruments, and how popular do you think that they are with the current generation?
I think currently in the new regime, if you see, most of this has gone. So in the old regime, we used to think about ATC deduction. We used to think about so many other mutual funds, equity linked investments. There were so many things that we were thinking of. But currently, if you see, most of the people particularly the salaried class, they are all going into the new regime of taxation. In the new regime of taxation, there's no ATC benefit. There's just nothing. So the significance of looking for a tax incentive, tax benefit plan, I think uh, currently we are not looking so much into it, because the new regime without those deductions are giving us better tax planning opportunity. But at the same time, I don't think you should look only from the tax perspective. I think you should look at your own safety, your own security, your own stability perspective. Whether you're getting any deduction or not, invest your money, because this is your money. Tomorrow anything happens, government is not going to come back to you to help you. You have to help yourself. At least India works like this as of.
Basically, build your wealth for yourself. You
Yes,
buy financial products because you see a purpose for it in your life,
yes.
right? What do you think, about the fact that, a major population in India today still buys life insurance as a savings or investment product? Which we personally in the finance industry find it highly problematic, because life insurance, as important a product as it is, it's not for investment. It has a separate purpose, which is also very important. I think one of the basic things that you should keep in place. But yeah, would love to know, what you think about, people getting life insurance for savings and investment purposes.
See, I don't mind how you look at life insurance as. You look at it as savings, you look at it as investment. I don't think I mind it at all, as long as you are doing it.
Okay.
All right. So, no matter what is your perception towards it, it should not change the fact that you are doing it. All right. So, you look at it as investment, you look at it as saving, you look at it as some tax benefit. Do it.
Do it.
Do it, because it will give you security. You will have people whom you are going to leave behind due to any uncertain event. You can't leave them into crisis situation. You have to give them security, because if you are a man, then you are looked upon to provide that kind of security to your family. So life insurance, no matter how you are looking at, you should go for it, because it's going to give you a sense of security. I think the first thing that I did after I got married, the very fourth day of my marriage, I called the insurance consultant and got myself an life insurance done. So I have myself practiced it. I know, every year investing money into life insurance, you may find it like, difficult sometimes, but you have to do it.
Right.
And the best part is particularly in some of the insurance company, you cannot withdraw money. And if you withdraw, there's a huge loss in the value.
That's where the problem lies. When people think of it as a savings opportunity, they think that, when they need it, they can take it out, which is, life insurance is for life. You are looking at the benefit of it, which happens after you're gone, right? So the product should actually cater to that, instead of you looking at it from the investment return point of view, right?
I think you mentioned life insurance is for life. I think life insurance is for your wife. So I think it is for your wife and for your children, being a man. So as a man, don't think that this money is your money. Think that this money is your family money.
Right.
And you have to carry that, belief from day one of your investment.
Exactly. I think that's where the discrepancy lies today. Insurance should be for insurance purposes. You have to know it's not for you. It's for your family to be taken care of when
Yes.
you're gone, and that is why choosing the right product becomes easier, and it's a very important thing that needs to happen from awareness and education level. Once you understand the purpose for which you're buying the product, you will be able to choose a product that suits you.
Right.
So if you're looking for just insuring yourself, then maybe a term plan, right? Versus what happens, people get into a lot of different kind of
Right.
investment schemes linked to insurance with completely different expectation out of it, and then it's not serving the purpose that was
Right.
supposed to.
I think in insurance, again, when you're buying an insurance, don't put lot of money where it, again, disturbs your entire finance. Put a small portion of money, because at the end of the day, this money you are not going
You're
to get.
not getting.
The moment you start believing that this money you are not going to get, I think you'll become conscious and you will plan it properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
The second thing is, in addition to life insurance, I think one thing which we greatly miss out here in India is medical insurance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think medical insurance is the most important thing, because even if you don't have life insurance, you have medical insurance, it is going to back you up.
Yeah.
Back you up. If you are dead, you are dead. There's nothing that you can do. But you are alive, and you may become dead because you don't have finances.
Yeah.
Imagine,
If you can't.
imagine the nightmare that you will go on the bed. Imagine the nightmare that your family would be going when they know that they can save you, but they can't
Because of lack of funds.
because of lack of funds. And this is, I think, the most important money that you should be parking aside for your own safety, for your own well-being. And today, unlike what we know as life insurance, today there's so many flexible plans. You can get a life insurance with as low as 500 1000 rupees per month. All that you have to plan is start early, where the premiums are really, really low. Imagine you are saving yourself with just 500 rupees.
Yeah.
And if you are married, you have got a family, you have an ultimate responsibility to be safe, keep yourself healthy, because there are people who are depending on you. So it's very important that you part some portion of the money, make a RD for 1000 rupees at the end of the year. You don't have to take that pressure of taking out a bulk of lump sum together to pay your premium. Make a small RD. At the end of the year, there is good amount of money parked. Pay your premium with that money. But insurance is a must.
Yeah.
You can't ignore this.
It's all about these small steps. What are the simple financial planning steps would you suggest for youngsters to get started with this journey of financial planning?
I think the journey of financial planning begins when you are a child. Your education system, particularly how your parents, how your mother, how your father groom you, and teach you the art of saving. I think it comes from there. We have come a long way from the time when if you ask our previous generation, why do you walk? Why don't you take some transport? They said we are saving money.
Yeah.
Current then the next generation came and said, why do you take a bus? He said, because I want to save time. All right, current generation has moved much faster. He said, I'll take even the most expensive mode of transportation, because by the time saved, I'll earn much more from the time saved. So we have been talking about saving either money or saving either time.
Yeah.
I think from there only the art of saving money and investing money has to come out. So the teaching, I remember we used to have that small piggy bank where every, throughout particularly in the month of Ramzan, we'll become very, very excited because in Eid we have to break it and buy something. So every Eid used to be exciting because whatever we have saved throughout the month, we are going to cash upon and, enjoy. So I think if you have inculcated and encouraged that art of saving from the very beginning, I think the child is going to carry it a long way in life. So this learning has to begin from very early days. And the moment you start earning your own money, you will continue with that legacy of saving some portion of your money. So starting wise, don't wait for you to start earning to start saving. I think the culture has to be built right from very early days of your grooming.
Right. And getting into some of the financial products that sound very popular amongst the youngsters today, whether it's that unorganized lending or like cryptocurrency. What do you think about these kind of things?
See, these are very fascinating things. If somebody had invested in cryptocurrency maybe 10 years earlier, I don't know, uh, today, of course, he'll be sitting with tons of money. But these are fascinating things. Again, I would say, should you invest in crypto? Should you not invest? I think we should learn to take risk. When we take risk, you either earn or you either learn.
Yeah.
One of the two. And trust me, both are going to help you. Both are going to help you grow. So should you invest in crypto? Answer is, why not? Why not should you invest? But yes, keep small amount of money.
Question is how much?
The challenge is how much.
Yeah.
And the challenge is that the moment you start making money, you always start regretting that why did I put only this much money?
Yeah. And then
And
you get
that
into
is where the trap begins.
Yeah.
Trap begins for a downfall and a collapse and a suffering. So when you are seeing things rising, don't get overexcited. In fact, I have seen a lot of people behaving opposite in the stock market. when the things market falls, that is the time when you enter the market.
When you enter the market, yeah.
But you will see most people exiting the
They will
market.
panic, and yeah, if
they
you-
will be panic exit. When the market is rising, that is the time to exit the market.
Yeah.
But here, most people work just the opposite. When the market is going boom, I missed the bus, let me.
Yeah.
So they get a FOMO that I have
FOMO.
missed the bus, let me enter. And boom, the moment they enter, you remember the days when teacher said, do your homework. The day you did not do homework, that is the day teacher punished.
Yeah.
And the day you did homework, that is the day teacher never checked.
Didn't check.
So
Yeah.
exactly same thing happens when you miss the bus, you enter the bus, that is the time it will collapse.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think when it comes to investing in financial products, I think it's very important to follow a discipline and
Yes.
not let your emotions decide your financial decisions,
Definitely.
which is, I think, very hard to achieve. But easier said than done. But I think obviously that is what
I think
is required.
to achieve this, you have to achieve nirvana in investment. I think after a long practice, I can't say I have achieved it, but to some extent, yes, I've got control of it. So when I invest money, I look into the basic things. Don't expect me to be doing all the analysis. No, I don't do such in-depth analysis, because no matter how much analysis you have done, market is going to go whichever
It's
way
on
the
way.
market sentiment goes. And even if you have put 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 5 lakh, or even 1 crore, trust me, in the stock market, it's a peanut. It's a peanut in a very massive ocean where organized investors have put in crores and crores and thousands of crores of
Yeah.
money. If they pull in, no matter how much analysis you have done, it is going to
Yeah.
go down. And you may not know the reason also, out of your analysis.
Yeah.
So the point here is that you have to achieve that nirvana in investment, and that is possible only through patience and practice. So what I do is I do analysis, invest the money, and forget the money. I believe this money belongs to my child. All right, and trust me, since then, ever since I started doing this, I have never panicked in any downfall in the market or uprising in the market. It does not affect me at all. In fact, I don't go to my portfolio every day or every month to check.
How frequently do you? look at
I love forgetting it. I just love forgetting it because I have thought in my mind that it is not so much money which is going to help me in my life today or start a business today, but tomorrow it has the potential to become big enough to help my daughter, start her own venture if she wishes
Absolutely. Yeah.
to. So
It's all
I have
the
forgotten
long-term.
it completely, to be very
It's a
honest.
long-term game.
But it is still in green, and it is good in green.
That's all we want. So, just to wrap up this whole, segment on financial planning, a lot of people think, financial planning is for the wealthy. Only rich people who have a lot of money, they need to plan. And when you are starting off in your career, when you have only so much surplus, like you mentioned, 10,000, 20,000, we never have enough. So that's not when we need to plan. So what would you, what would you say to these people?
See, the first part is you are seeing the other side of the thing. You never know how did they become rich, right? When you say that financial planning is for the rich, how do you know that without financial planning they became rich? So you are seeing the success. You are not seeing the journey, what led to that success. One of the most important thing that can lead people to success is a sense of discipline. Financial planning calls out for that discipline. Unless you are disciplined with your money, money is not going to trust you. And unless money trusts you, money is not going to come to you.
Yeah.
All right. Money is also, imagine money as a human. Unless it trusts you, it's not going to come to you.
Right.
So money has to trust you that this person is going to keep me safely, take care of me, protect me, plan me, budget me, and then use me. And use me very sensibly. So imagine like this. Person who has arrived in life, I'm sure with indiscipline, you can't go anywhere.
Okay.
Otherwise, imagine a person winning lottery. How many of them have sustained that money?
And most of them lose it within a year. That's what
Definitely.
stats say.
And imagine how much money they have earned without efforts and without discipline. You are not going to be able to keep it no matter how much you made. In fact, you become more vulnerable and you get more lost in life
More lost.
than the person who never earned any lottery in life. I have never earned any lottery in life, and I am thankful that I don't win any lottery, because you know, money can be earned, maintained, protected, and multiplied only through discipline. Discipline in how you are managing it, discipline in how you are investing it, discipline in how you are using it to further your objectives in life. So discipline is very important. Don't look at the uh, somebody super successful and think that they are successful without money. Get closer to them, watch their moves. You'll find them, they are crazy with their use of money. If you want to become one of them, start doing the first thing. Become disciplined with money, become disciplined with your life, become disciplined with your health, because eventually, no matter how much money you have saved, if you're not healthy,
Yeah.
that money is going to go to somebody else,
Yeah.
right?
And
So
invest in yourself.
invest in yourself. Definitely, you should invest in not just your own self in terms of your upskilling. You should invest in your body, you should invest in your mental health, you should invest in your spiritual health, you should invest in uh, you know every day you have to invest something or the other. This discipline, if you are able to follow, you'll go a very long way in life, and I'm sure you will arrive there where you have always been aspirational about.
That's perfect. I think today's episode was super useful for all the young listeners out there looking to get into the field of finance, looking to get started with investing or their wealth building journey. So, thank you so much, Mr. Irfat,
Thank you.
for your time.
Thank you, Arpita,
Thank
for
you guys for tuning
having me.
in. And we will see you in the next episode.